Mit Therriault geht eine Ära zu Ende. 5 Jahre lang, von 2013 bis 2017, war er als Quarterback der New Yorker Lions an der Seite von Headcoach Troy Tomlin ein Garant für Erfolge. 4 German Bowl-Titel in Folge, 2 Euro Bowl-Titel, dazu noch mehrere Male MVP. Stand er auf dem Platz, waren die Lions das Maß der Dinge in Sachen American Football in Deutschland. Therriault war einer der erfolgreichsten Quarterbacks, der in der German Football League spielte, vielleicht sogar der beste. Die Statistiken sprechen für sich. 14.400 Yards Raumgewinn, 168 Touchdowns durch Pässe, 27 Touchdowns machte er gleich selbst. Insgesamt absolvierte er 57 Spiele für die Lions. 54 Siege, lediglich 1 Unentschieden und 2 Niederlagen zeugen von der unglaublichen Leistung des US-Amerikaners aus Grand Rapids. Kurz vor seiner Abreise in die Heimat trafen wir ihn ein letztes Mal und unterhielten uns über seine Zeit in Deutschland, den Zweiten Weltkrieg und Pfandflaschen.
So here we are again at Eintracht Stadium. 2013 was your first year here. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Take me through that journey.
So basically, I was sitting at home and I was looking for somewhere to play football.
Okay.
And my options have kind of expired. I didn't have anywhere to play. I was kind of giving up on the idea of ever playing football again, especially professionally. And I got a call out of nowhere from a guy who was doing some recruiting. At the time, it wasn't Coach Tomlin yet, but he said, hey, you know, I know you just got released from the CFL, and if you want an opportunity, you can play in Europe, or I got some good connections in Germany.
What was your first thought? Like
my
Germany?
First thought was like, what, they have American football over there? So I had no idea.
Okay.
I thought it was like, honestly, I can't even remember my impression on what I thought football was here, but I remember asking them, they had football there, is there any way I can see the football, how can I look this up? And there wasn't much information on it. So basically what happened was he told me, hey, it's kind of late in the game, so next year maybe we can get you on a team. I said, okay, sounds good, I'll be in touch. Never really thought anything of it. I didn't think I was ever going to come here. All right, sounds good, hopefully by then I'm back playing somewhere in the CFL or something like this. So hung up the phone and that was that. About a week later, he calls me, he's like, hey, there was a team, their quarterback got injured. They're one of the top teams in Europe. They're called the New Yorker Lions. He's like, I got a connection to the head coach. I'll put you guys in touch. Okay, sounds good. I still didn't think anything of it. Coach called me, and that's when I was like, okay, this could be real. Coach Tomlin called me for the first time. I spoke with him. He's like, hey, you know, we got a big game this week. You know, if we lose, I'm okay with that. I just want to get back on track, and hopefully we can work out you coming here. I said, okay, sounds good. A couple days later, made the call, I came over, and I landed in Germany, and I remember Coach Likens picked me up from the airport, and I was just like, what in the world is going on?
So you found yourself in a whole new surrounding, like being like, so I'm in Europe now, playing professional football.
And it all happened so fast.
Yeah.
I was like on the phone 1 minute thinking it was impossible, like no way it's gonna happen. Then I was coming off the plane, landing in Germany. So yeah, it was kind of surreal. I didn't know what to expect, obviously.
I remember that game pretty good because I got injured that game. That was the Dresden game.
Yeah.
We just won versus one of our biggest rivals that treated us like crap for years.
Sure,
Kiel, right? Yeah. So for us, it was like, okay, this guy coming in, like he got CFL experience. He played for. He's known to be the white tiger and stuff like that. So did you ever feel like people talk to you about that, like expectation-wise?
Not really. I mean, I didn't even know that my story was known on this side of the world. I figured,
but you know internet, right?
Yeah, I know.
So we got it here too.
I know the internet, and I was wondering why I was being even brought over here without really any knowledge of, hey, so what were your statistics like in college? How successful were you?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I guess they just take the word of this guy who was recruiting me like very, very highly.
Yeah.
Because I was never asked like, hey, send your bio, or hey, send some highlight film. Like I was never asked that. So I was like, oh, I guess this guy is just respected enough to where They just trust his word on it. But when I got here, I was never really asked much about that, and I was always concerned about my background and the trouble I had got in when I was 18. I was wondering, like, well, they just pulled the trigger like that. They didn't ask about my character. This was what I was used to. This was my life back playing football in the United States. Like, this is the spectacle, right? This is like the news everybody wants to hear about. Not like, hey, are you someone I can trust just by talking to, or are you someone that I got to read on the internet?
Yeah. Or are you a good football player?
Yeah, exactly.
Just per se. That's actually what we heard. We heard like a couple days ahead, like Casey Therriault's coming over, and they gave us some stats, some background, and we were like, man, that dude. I mean, Coach. I remember Coach Likens. He showed me that one highlight tape you had, that mixed thing with the Thunder, and I was like, that dude is he's a ball player. So I was pretty excited when you came over, and I know a lot of guys were. So now it's been 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah,
you're scratching your head like.
Damn. You think about so 5 years being here. It's like you remember all like the idea of going to college for 4 years. And it's such a long time. And it's like 5 years here. It just went by in the blink of an eye. I don't know if it's because everybody who was older than us were actually right this whole time when they say the older you get, the faster time goes.
Yes.
So it just seems like every year is flying by. And I know this was my first full season here. And it's been 9 months I've been here, and it's been like, it feels like a day. And it's just flew by. This season's been a lot of fun. But thinking about 2013, it honestly feels like a lifetime ago.
Okay.
It feels like so long ago, and it was just like my journey, my first journey into German football and European football, and obviously what we've done on a continental level here. It just feels like we were nobody when I got here, and now it's like the New York Lions is the place to be, and the talk of the town when it comes to European football. So yeah, it feels great. It feels like a long time. In the same sense, it's like every year has went by.
But you're blink of an eye. Well aware that you're like a big part of it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
no, you're like,
sure,
no.
yeah. I've been the quarterback amongst these German Bowl wins, and I guess the explosive offense that we've created, me and Coach, and having Landy and Doble and Nicholas and Bolo, and even back then with Janos and Pascal, and now we have Nate, and it's like, obviously McCants, like it's been, anybody can be replaced at any time. I don't think of myself as like the part of the reason why. I mean,
I don't think so neither.
More so than anything, it's me and Coach's communication. We've created something that we trust within each other, and obviously he trusts me to do anything that I feel comfortable doing on offense, and it's just my reciprocation into my receivers and my offensive line that we just got a thing going, and it works.
This is going to be like the most successful era they ever had, and
honestly, I think about it all the time. I always think like, it's like, like I know they won 4 before, but like I want to be known as winning the most German Bowls consecutively. Like I want to be part of those teams that dominated more than any other, especially any other like New Yorker era. Yeah. But especially in like all of Europe. Like I want to be known as, the greatest 5 years of all time. That's like always on my mind, of course. Like I don't know if it's just within me, but I always want to be the best, known as the best to do it, or I mean, it's submitting a legacy, I guess.
Yeah. I think the way you played, or the way you handled yourself, or the situation within the team. I mean, we played 2 years together. That always, for me, it felt like that you know what to do, how to be successful, or how to bring the team to another like level.
Yeah, well, I guess it just comes from my will of wanting to win, or never showing showing our opponents a side where they maybe got the best of us. I don't know. That's just something within me that I just.
You mentioned earlier that character was a big like question mark when you got to the US, or playing in the US, or to play in the US. Would you think your mindset to be a football player or to play like a football player that you are, that this is also like a criteria that made you that like
I mean,
wanting
sure,
to be successful?
Yeah, after being scrutinized by the media for so long,
Yeah.
You develop kind of like a hardened shell to just prove to yourself that you're not what all these people think of you, or, you know, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because you don't want to do it to prove other people wrong, and you don't want to question yourself to where it's like, oh, I got to do it to prove to myself, because you should know like that you are capable of this and you're not that. So no matter what way you swing it, it's going to sound like I'm doing it for a greater reason than myself, but sometimes that's all the motivation that I needed, especially when I was 18, 19 years old.
Yep.
You know, having all the scrutiny hit me, it's kind of put me off to the idea of what's being said about me and all the acclaim that you may get from something, from a sport specifically.
Yeah.
I don't look at it as that big. I just go out here and I just want to go play the sport that I love, that's taken me all over the world, and be the best at it. It's as simple as that, just being the best at it, and everything else that comes is irrelevant.
Have you ever been outside the U.S. Before you came to Germany?
Yeah, I've been to, I mean, not Europe. I've been to Canada and Mexico. But
okay, that really doesn't...
it's not really the same effect. It's
yeah,
like
that's true.
I mean, obviously I've been submerged in different cultures.
Okay.
But within the U.S., within North America, which is not the same as obviously coming to Europe and like everyone speaking a different language. You can drive 5 hours and it's a different language. Another 5 hours is a different language. Different street signs, like stuff I can't read. So that was definitely.
I mean, it happens to me as well.
Yeah, sure it happens.
So yeah.
All you guys, if you travel to a different country.
Yeah. So would you say that your journey in Europe or even just in Germany, like made you a different person or a better person?
It's made me, I guess, a more experienced person.
Yeah.
I feel like I've become a better person in the sense where
like
I've grown up here.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years. You know, I was kind of like that like, there's like I deserve like that shot in the big leagues, and then I come here and I kind of realize like, hey, this is great. This is football life. Like, this is amazing. It's a great opportunity. And you come to I came to accept the fact that this is like maybe better than any opportunity that I would have had in the NFL or CFL, not because of the money, but because of the experiences and the people I've met, and the more humble, down-to-earth method of playing football with the comfortability to travel to all the places that I did. And some people will say, well, if you're in the NFL, you'd be making millions of dollars and you can go to Europe anytime you want. Yeah, but I don't know 60 people at the blink of an eye. You know, I didn't meet people and hear stories from all their different lives in Europe. And I think the most profound thing was when I was here in 2013, I ever heard was one of my receivers, Pascal. He was sitting there and he told me, he was like, you know what's crazy about this is like, you're here playing football. Me and you are like best friends right now, and we've become best friends on this specific team in a matter of a couple months. And he goes, imagine 70 years ago, if you came here, you'd be trying to kill me in a war. And now we're best friends playing football together. And it's just like, just like that. 70 years goes by and suddenly I'm best friends with a German kid who...
Pascal Meyer is like, he makes you think about stuff like
so
that.
It was
that's why
wow,
I admire
incredible.
him as well.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
but my point was, it was a huge perspective.
Yeah.
Like, wow, like I'm here and I'm enjoying everything and meeting all these people and hearing all these stories. And obviously, you don't get that if you just play football in the U.S., play in the NFL, and then live some, you know, big lifestyle with probably a little bit of inflated ego and think that sport is world when sport is not the world. You know?
So basically, you traveled the world through sports.
Yeah, I mean that's what this brought me.
That's good.
Yeah.
This stadium is basically home to you. Is that correct? Is that correct? Do you really feel like that?
Oh, like does it feel like my home stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it does. Like I love playing here.
Okay.
This is great. I mean, It's a beautiful atmosphere. The field is always state of the art, done perfectly. You come in the stadium and it just feels like we're home.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. It's definitely that feeling that I get.
Did you ever visit a soccer game here?
No. It's one of my regrets. I always waited for the big game, like the Bayern Munich and I don't know, like my ideal game would be Bayern Munich versus like a Real Madrid Champions League game, but obviously it's impossible.
Yeah.
I'd have to probably cough up a lot of money for that. But if it's not grand and big, like I was like, I don't want to go to just a regular like home game. I want to go to like a big game,
like a Champions League game.
See the best in the world play.
Yeah.
But I never did.
Okay. I mean, there's always time, right? Like next year, maybe.
Yeah.
So
if you got me some tickets, I'll come.
Okay, perfect. We got it on camera now. He's coming back when I got him some Champions League tickets. Was it like a big difference between this stadium, like the atmosphere, and with the atmosphere back home, like say Jackson State?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to compare, right? Like I was playing in front of
people-wise, right?
Yeah, I mean we play in front of anywhere between 20 and 60,000. So, like our smallest venue would be like a German Bowl attendance,
okay,
like a max capacity German Bowl attendance. So,
but don't talk about the attendance, or let's not think about the attendance, but the emotional side of it. Like, do you think football fans in Germany are as passionate as in the U.S., or even more because it's just so rare? Like
I think it's growing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's the culture of American football it doesn't compare to being at home to here, especially. I'm not going to say especially in the South, but you notice football means more to people in Southern America. Yeah, right. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not complaining about the fanship we have. It's phenomenal. It's great, and they're huge fans, and they love the game. They understand the game. That's great. But if you're comparing, 1 and 2, then to me it still doesn't compare. I think a lot still needs to be implemented, and a lot still can be done for the understanding of the game and for the exposure of the game and the culture of the game. And it's still kind of conducted like a European soccer platform, which we always talk about is not the way a football league should be constructed, because it's just a way more physical game, and it's a lot more taxing on your body. So yeah, I mean, there's just like some things that can be done to kind of bring more fans. But the fans we have, it's incredible. I love them. After the games, I love the whole like meet, shake the hands. That's something that you really don't experience in the United States. It's kind of like it's more like a fanship from a distant spectator sport.
What other culture differences you noticed?
Mass amounts of air conditioning. I guess that's like a national thing, not really culture.
What do you mean that the lack of?
Lack of air conditioning. Yeah. The lack. I guess the going green thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, like we're not as green as you guys, as far as paying that much extra for like plastic bottles and then getting 25 cents on the return.
Yeah. Did you learn the word for it already?
What?
What the word for the plastic bottles to return it? You know how to say it?
No.
Pfandflasche?
Pfandflasche?
That's a Pfandflasche. How's your German anyway? Did you ever take lessons?
No. See, the problem is I never thought I was coming back.
Okay. I mean.
I should have done that. I should have learned.
Together with David McCants?
Yeah, me and David should have learned.
Yeah.
That means we'd both learn nothing.
Yeah. I mean, you live with him, right?
Yeah.
It's the first
Well,
year?
this
Or
year, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've lived with I lived with somebody new every time.
Okay. I mean, that makes it interesting as well, I guess.
It makes you learn a lot about living with people.
Okay. So that must have been your first impression of Walter then.
No, I knew Walter was crazy the moment I met him.
Yeah.
So I didn't take anything seriously. I knew as long as I never lost the game, me and Walter would be cool.
Yeah. Okay. So there we have it. I hope we have it on camera. Walter Wechster is responsible for Casey's success in Germany.
Me and Walter cannot communicate with each other, but we have this strange understanding.
Yeah, sometimes it's chemics.
Yeah.
I guess it's just two strange people meeting and they'd be like, okay, mutual respect, I would say.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I always find it amazing Walter could be here for this long and still have this much fun. You know, he has his moments where he enjoys it. It's not always him just yelling at people.
As long as Germany makes an impression on you and it's still like...
Well, obviously it definitely has.
Craves you a little.
You can't be here for this long and then ignore everything around you.
Are you gonna tell your kids and grandkids about that? Like your time in Germany?
Of course.
Yeah?
100%. I'm gonna have like a shrine of my New Yorker Lion days.
Really?
Of course.
You kept all your jerseys?
All my jerseys. I got like the mini helmet. Obviously, like my trophies I've won. Even though I got to get those still from the office, I've left them here over the years. But
it's been a couple.
Yeah.
How many MVP? 5 out of 7 or something like that, right?
I know Landy and Nicholas. Well, I wasn't here. Nicholas won the Euro Bowl, I think, because he posts about it like every other week on his Instagram.
Yeah.
And then
Throwback Thursday or something.
Landy won the MVP the one year, which he should have won the second year, but he said he did me a favor and fell on the 1 yard line twice for me. So
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it would be 2 and 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
something like that.
Whatever. It's been a lot. I mean, obviously you've been considered one of the not just one of them, but the best quarterback that ever played in Germany or even Europe.
Yeah. That's a big title, huh?
It is. To carry around.
Yeah.
Did you ever like mention it to yourself or thought about it? Like, hey, you know.
I finally got the title. No, like I want to come out here and be the best. That's what I always wanted to do, no matter where I was, whether it was.
Your folks know about it? Like you.
I mean, they're back home. They're aware of. Obviously, like they pay extremely close attention to my athletic career, and do they know? I mean, I'm assuming.
Like your friends? Like would you?
Oh, my friends.
Yeah, would your friends?
I don't know.
Consider like okay, yeah. Casey's over in Europe now for 9 months again, and yeah, he's probably the best quarterback that ever played there.
Do they know if I'm considered one of the best? No, I don't think they do. I don't know how they would know that.
Okay.
Unless maybe they do like research on their own and see like articles or whatever, but they'd have to translate them. So I guess they wouldn't. I don't know.
Okay.
That's a good question.
You tell them?
They know I win championships.
Okay, yeah. That's
I guess
part of it, right?
Personally, they know I've always been good at playing quarterback, so I'm sure they just may assume oh, he's probably one of the best over there. I don't know.